Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at the performance of Strength Gamma 1 in the Cell Max event. Now the Cell Max event is a very difficult event that shouldn't be used as a basis for evaluating every single unit. It's very important that you don't use this as the basis for evaluating every unit, quite simply because it is just far too difficult. The Cell Max event is best taken on by units that have damage reduction or that have massive amounts of evasion. Basically, Cell Max hits very hard, so you need to have the ability for him to essentially be completely evaded, because very few units can stand in the way of his attacks. One of those units is actually the unit we're looking at today. So we are looking at good old Gamma 1. We're taking a look at him on the Movie Heroes team. And yes, quite frankly, he is one of the very few units that can actually do a fantastic job of tanking Cell Max. Now, Gamma 1, to cut a long story short in terms of his passive, has a pretty solid passive. He basically has a very high level of damage reduction available. He has a very high level of defense that he can also build up to, and these two things coupled together, along with the fact that he's type neutral, gives him enough ability to tank Cell Max. Now, he builds up his defense in a couple ways. Basically, he starts off with attack and defense of 150%. He'll gain an additional attack of 100% when performing a super attack, plus an additional attack and defense of 100% at 20% with each attack. He'll also reduce damage received by 10% up to 50% with each attack received. He has a medium chance of performing a critical hit starting from the turn in which he has received the 5th attack in battle. Not to mention, he also gives all allies key +1 and defense of 30, and he has a great chance of evading unarmed super attacks directed at the character and countering with tremendous power. So overall, he's pretty damn good. To cut a long story short, he's one of the few units in the game that can ideally tank Cell Max super duper easily. So it's all very impressive. Quite frankly, I think he's a very solid unit. I think he's incredibly powerful. I think he brings a lot to the table. Like I said, link skill wise, he's decent. Obviously, he doesn't have the perfect linking partners if you're not running Gamma 2 in this situation, but with Gamma 2 he has a very good linking partner. So overall, he's a very solid unit. I think he's incredibly impressive. For me, I find him to be a good unit. Obviously, just as a full disclaimer, he doesn't have type disadvantage, so that does help him, but type neutral doesn't really mean too much, but overall I find him to be very good. We have him linked up with Pykohan, who's a very good foil for him. They share Cold Judgment. Pykohan will provide support as well, so overall he can put out some pretty decent numbers. The goal obviously is to have him face Cell Max, which you can kind of see we're setting up here. He will do quite a sizable amount of damage as well to the physical phase, so you do need to understand that as well. Overall, he's received all his attacks now, so he is fully built up. The group attacks from Cell Max should help him always fully build up by the time he gets to the tech cell stage. So overall, he looks pretty damn decent. You can kind of see here just how much raw damage he puts out, which I think is pretty nuts, all things considered. Now, with that being said, I think he's looking very good. Huge damage to Cell Max, really setting us up to have him on that tech Cell Max turn, which is obviously very good overall. And yeah, like I said, he's an incredibly good unit. He fully built up, his defense can be incredibly high, and that coupled with his damage reduction should see him tank a Cell Max super attack. Now this unit is at 69%, so there is a little bit of leeway in terms of his overall kind of tanking ability. You can still get him a little bit tankier, which is good, obviously. Plus, not to mention, if he was linked up with Gamma 2, he would have a bit more links active. I think his defense would be around the same though, because Cold Judgment is such a large portion of that defense. But he would, well, maybe would be a little bit higher, because they would have Red Ribbon Army and Android Assault. So together those two links, if fully linked level, do net out to being more than Cold Judgment. But yeah, with that being said, we're now at the tech phase. He does have quite a sizable amount of support on the rotation here. So overall he's looking pretty damn meaty. I think he looks pretty good. We'll see how well he tanks here. Again, defense looking very nice here, over 500,000. Getting a lot of support here. Support from Paikyohan, support from Great Saiyaman 1 and 2. But yeah, he isn't rainbowed. He's not got his perfect link partner, so it's not a bad situation. 535,000, very decent tanking as well. Cellmax very frequently will end your run with those supers, so him being able to withstand that is perfect. Not to mention he gets some pretty good damage off as well. If he had been attacked after his super, we would have taken a lot less damage. And so overall, personally I think he's right about there. He's an incredibly good unit. I think he can carry the run. Obviously it does depend on you having Gamma 2 to some extent, but in general I think he's just a very, very, very good unit that you can rely on. But that's going to be it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. Let me know how you find him to be. And yeah, that's it. But I'll see you guys in the next one. So until then, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.